That made me cry in public. Hello there and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video because I am going to be doing another reading vlog. So a couple months ago, I decided that I was going to read the entire Star Wars Legends timeline, and there are over 150 books. So this is kind of a daunting task, but I've been loving it so far. Next up on my list is the Dark Lord Trilogy. Now I am so stoked to read these because Revenge of the Sith is my personal favorite Star Wars film, and I love anything Rise of the Empire era. So this is a prequel, the novelization of Revenge of the Sith, and then a sequel. I have wanted to read these books for so long, but for whatever reason, I just kept putting it off because I kind of felt like I didn't want Revenge of the Sith to be over. So I know it's been 20 years, but I just wasn't ready to kind of say goodbye to these characters, if that makes sense. I've seen so many people talk about these books and just absolutely rave about them, say that they completely change their perception of the film. And that is really exciting to me because honestly, I'm probably gonna read all of these and then go watch Revenge of the Sith again. And it might feel like a new watch experience. So that's really cool. Can y'all stop beeping?
He's sleeping and beeping.
Wake up! Mama's filming a YouTube video.
It's Hootie.
Oh, I know
He
Hootie.
has his head on the
Ooh, Nini. He said, "You're so boring, you put me to sleep."
Yeah.
I love you.
It's like, let me sleep.
Shut up! Alright, where was I? So the prequel and sequel were written by James Luceno, and the adaptation was written by Matthew Stover, which are all renowned authors. So I cannot wait to dive into this, to be fully immersed in the Star Wars story again, and let's get into it. Let's get cozy and comfy and get into this reading vlog. So first things first, I had to put on some comfy PJs slash loungewear from Heroes and Villains. You guys know I love them so much. This is their Imperial pajama set, and it's super warm and cozy. It honestly feels like a blanket, so this is the perfect thing to set the vibe. And as always, I have a discount code with them, so if you want to check out anything on their website and get a little discount, you can check my description down below. Now let's go make some coffee. It's just a little baby. It's just a little baby.
Biting me. Tasting flesh for the first time.
So cute. I'm so excited. So we know this is the prequel leading up to Revenge of the Sith, but I thought I would just read the summary that's on the inside of the jacket. The war that erupted in Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, is nearing its boiling point as the dauntless separatist forces continue their assault on the teetering Republic, and the diabolical triumvirate of Count Dooku, General Grievous, and their master, Darth Sidious, fine-tune their strategy for conquest. In Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, the fates of key players on both sides of the conflict will be sealed. But first, crucial events that pave the way to the time of reckoning unfold in a labyrinth of evil. Why does that have me like giddy? Like, I love me some Clone Wars. Anadala was just mentioned, so I'm vibing with this. I read about 7 chapters, the first 6 chapters, but I just had to stop and yap because already I am loving this book. One thing that I really appreciate about this book is that it just jumps right into the action, and obviously with a franchise like Star Wars, you already have so much exposition. You already know this entire galaxy and the way that like the Force works and the war that's ongoing, and there's all these characters and motives already established, so that makes it really easy for an author to come in and tell a story that is just like action packed, and you don't have to spend the first 10 chapters setting up a universe pretty much. So they get right into it. And another thing that I really appreciate is that there's a lot of like sci-fi stuff going on, and like I know that kind of sounds silly, but it's been a while since I've seen a lot of like weird scientific stuff in Star Wars, so I appreciate that. And another thing that's really great about this book so far is I feel like they're really nailing Obi-Wan and Anakin's banter. The dialogue between the two of them is really funny. It's very much giving Clone Wars energy. And it's cool to see them like on the battlefield together. And the last thing I'll mention without giving too much away is that we're already getting Padme mentions. I'm so glad, because that is one of Anakin's greatest motives. And since the story takes place right before episode 3, we're starting to see that kind of darker side of him, kind of bending the rules more and doing things for different reasons than what a Jedi would do. So I really like that they're setting that up in here, because that's all of episode 3. So I really do appreciate that. I think this book is already doing a really good job at setting up what is going to happen in Revenge of the Sith. So I'm going to keep reading. You guys, I have the most insane update for you. I cannot believe that this happened, and the timing of all of this is insane because I just decided to finally start reading the Dark Lord trilogy, and this morning I was invited to a special screening of Revenge of the Sith at Lucasfilm. I'm literally literally in shock. I've been trying to sit down and record this and tell you guys, and I was like, I'm still processing it. I still can't believe it. This has been a dream of mine for so long. I never thought that I would be invited to one of these events at Lucasfilm. So yeah, I'm kind of fangirling a little bit. So I guess this is gonna turn into a reading vlog that takes us to San Francisco, which is insane, but I think that'll be really fun. Maybe we can go to a few parks or a few cafes and read the book. Hopefully I can finish it before we watch the movie. That would be really cool to complete this and then go into Revenge of the Sith. I don't know how this is my life. This is insane, and I'm excited to take you guys along with us because it's going to be really fun. So with all that being said, I'm now going to sit down, try to calm down a little bit, and get back into this because it was so good last night. I didn't want to put it down, but I needed to go to sleep. So let's get into it. Okay, it's starting to get really good, and I'm starting to take notes so I remember which parts really stand out to me. But this part with Obi-Wan and Yoda talking about the creation of the clone army and Sifo Dyas and Dooku's involvement, and it's really just driving home how the Jedi are like willfully ignorant to the return of the Sith. They're like, I know that Dooku said that Darth Sidious is controlling the Senate, and there's always two Sith, there's never just one, and if Maul's dead, then there has to be another one. It's just Dooku, or maybe Dooku is the Sith Lord, and it's just like, y'all, there's another Sith Lord controlling everything, and you know who it is, but you don't even want to, like, I don't know. It's just Jedi doing Jedi shit. Also, we're getting to see a lot of, like, the politics that are going on in the Senate with Bail and Padme's involved, and they're kind of starting to check Palpatine on, like, hey, so, you know, you said you'd, like, step down once things kind of, like, chilled out. And obviously he's like, oh no, things are like, I'm still very much needed here. So no surprise there, but I'm really enjoying it. And there's also a lot of like little moments with Palpatine talking to Padme about Anakin, or talking to Anakin about Padme, and I'm just like, T, you know, because everyone thinks no one knows. They know. What an incredible problem to have, but now I need to figure out what I'm gonna wear. And if you know me, you know I love to cosplay, I love to do Disney bounds, or just like wear outfits inspired by my favorite characters. And if I'm going to Lucasfilm for a Revenge of the Sith event, I need to show up and show out, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go through my closet. I don't think I'm gonna cosplay because that's gonna be just way too chaotic. Like, I'm not gonna get into cosplay in a Starbucks bathroom, but I might do kind of like a Disney bound, like something Vader inspired. So I have a lot of black clothing. We should be able to figure this out. I might have to destroy my closet. I hope not, but knowing me, the thing I need is going to be the very bottom of my closet. So let's do this. I just absolutely destroyed my room, my closet. This is all my cosplay stuff. It's an absolute disaster. I'm looking for a black corset to add to the dress, and I can't find it. And I'm not surprised, because look at this. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna look one more place. Nothing that I tried on that I thought would work for this event fits me. So I am gonna go on Amazon and pray to the Force that I find something that will work and will arrive on time, because we leave Friday morning and it's Wednesday. So Amazon Prime, please, 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 please. I got so lucky with this outfit. I looked up black jumpsuit with a cape. So one side is off the shoulder and the other has this like sheer netting, and then it has like the pantsuit, and then it has this layer over it, which is like pretty spot on to his costume. And then it has this square belt that's kind of giving his like chest piece control panel. Oh my god, I cannot believe that I found this, and it looks really good on. It's a tiny bit big, but I'd rather it be a little bit too big than too small. And then for shoes, I have these black leather boots that are actually pretty comfortable, and they look really nice with the material. The leather is perfect to match the Vader vibes. I wore these to the Andor premiere too, so I've worn them to an event and I didn't die in them, so I feel so relieved. And then for accessories, I thought it would be fun to wear my Vader watch from the prequels. You know, have a little homage to my younger self. And then I'm gonna keep the jewelry really simple, because this looks a little fancy and I don't want it to get fancy. I want it to give like cosplay. So I just have a black choker, and I think I'm gonna wear my little Darth Vader earrings. So hopefully that'll kind of make it look a little bit more casual. And then I'm gonna bring my Darth Vader Loungefly, which will be perfect because I can fit a lot of stuff in this, but it'll go perfectly with my outfit. I am very proud of myself. I have no idea how I managed to get all of my stuff into just a backpack and a Loungefly, but I did. And yes, I'm only gonna be there for 24 hours, but you know, I'm a girl, so I got a lot of stuff. But I fit my toiletries in here, makeup in this bag, and then my clothes and my curling iron and my shoes are in the bottom. And then I'm just gonna put like my chargers and stuff here. And then I have all of like my regular purse stuff in this backpack. Yay! Now that I've packed, I feel like I can just finally sit down. and read today. So we are picking up on chapter 15. I'm like 80 pages in, and not sure if I'm gonna finish this by the premiere tomorrow night, but do as much as we can. I'll probably read on the plane and hopefully get to read a little bit in San Francisco. So yeah. I am back and joined by Romulus. You gonna read with me? My little chicken? That's a war crime, Romy. War crime. No. No. Do not eat my book. No. Books are for reading, not eating. I'm taking a little dinner break. I got some DiGiorno's. And I picked up some Olipop because everyone and their mom is obsessed with this. And it's supposedly a new kind of soda that's supposed to be healthier and like good for your gut. So I want to try it out. This one is the vintage cola. I'm a big Coca-Cola girly, so we'll see how this compares. I don't know if I like that. It kind of just tastes like flat Coke. I think it's the carbonation. It's not very carbonated. It might also just have a lot of vanilla in it, and that might be what's kind of throwing me off. But I'll finish it, and I'll let you know how I feel at the end. Also, for the sake of time, I am listening to the audiobook just because there's no way I'm going to get through this whole book by the event tomorrow. So hopefully, if I listen to this at 1.25 speed, we can finish it on time. The aftertaste is not vanilla. It's stevia, my arch nemesis. I definitely should have checked this because any like diet or like replacement sodas usually have stevia. They have a horrible taste. I can taste it immediately. And they also trigger migraines. So I only had like 3 sips of this. It should be fine. But I'm disappointed because it's flat, it tastes bad, and it has a bad aftertaste. So 1 star. I just got to page 200 and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of getting a little fatigued by all of these new character names, planets, companies, leagues, ships, weapons, droids. Like, I get it, it's Star Wars and we have all of these things, but it's a lot of stuff I've either never heard of or heard like once in the Clone Wars, and it's honestly really distracting and is taking me out of the story because I either have to look it up or I have to just guess It's probably this, or it's probably similar to that. So I'm a little disappointed with that, and like, it's no fault to the author. He's making a very accurate sci-fi fantasy story, and Star Wars is very heavy with all of that technical science war stuff. And it should be. I'm a very visual person, so I kind of need I need an encyclopedia. I need a graph that shows me all of these things. And I'm reading along with listening. It's still not helping me put it in my brain. So yeah. I think I have just gotten to my favorite part of the book so far, and obviously it's a Padme mention. It's Amidala. You know, I'm just eating the crumbs that I've been given. It's making me a little emo because Anakin keeps talking about how he misses home, and Obi-Wan's like, Coruscant? Like, you consider that home? Or like the temple? Do you really consider that home? Obviously he's talking about Padme, and Obi-Wan knows that he's talking about Padme, but Anakin's relationship with Padme is always something that goes unspoken, but they kind of both know what's going on. Obviously Obi-Wan doesn't know that he's married to Padme, but he knows that there's something, right? So just seeing them talk about Padme without talking about Padme, and Anakin feeling like he has to get home to her to protect her, and he doesn't know why, which is making me question if he is on some level aware that she's pregnant, this kind of subconscious through the Force thing, because obviously he doesn't know, but he's feeling this tug back to Coruscant, and I'm just like, my Shaylas. I love the romance in Star Wars. I do enjoy a droid and a ship and a battle, but give me romance. Good morning. It is 5:30. Very tired. Went to bed around 1 o'clock, so we didn't get a lot of sleep. But we're gonna get ready really quick, and then we're gonna head to the airport.
Luggage and parcels must be attended at all times.
Reading the last act of this book on the train. It's kind of a bad idea, but it's very immersive. We made it to our hotel and it's so cute. Look at these windows. Got the bathroom right here. Very nice. And then a desk and a TV to vibe. And then bedroom. Another TV. It's a little windy here.
Just a little bit. I almost lost my hat 3 times.
just a tiny bit. Luckily we came here on a sunny day. You can actually see everything. Oh my god. This whole trip, something in my hair. So we finished the book. It was incredible. I honestly really enjoyed it overall once I finished it, but we don't have time to talk about it just yet because we need to get ready to go to Lucasfilm. So I'm going to curl my hair, then I'm gonna do my makeup, and then I'll show you guys my outfit, and I'm so excited. Hair is done. I just put it back so I can do my makeup, and then we're gonna head out. I'm gonna do a super quick outfit of the day. So I am doing a Vader bound. So I didn't want to do like a full cosplay because that was gonna be too much. But I found this jumpsuit, like I said last minute, it's perfect. I've had this forever. I wear it all the time. Then I've got my vintage Vader watch, if you guys remember those. And then my Darth Vader lounge fly. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very nervous. I just can't believe that we're here in San Francisco and we're about to go to Lucasfilm. It's just, I don't think it's hit me yet, and I'm probably gonna cry when I get there, and I don't wanna cry, but I'm probably gonna be a little emo. So yeah. I forgot to show you guys my little Darth Vader earrings. Aren't they cute? You guys, I'm really sad because I just checked the email and we're not allowed to record anything, so I'm not gonna be able to like bring you guys along in this part of the vlog. But I am gonna take pictures. We're allowed to take pictures, so I'll try to capture as much of it as I can and I'll add that in. But yeah, next time you see me, I'll be at Lucasfilm. That was the best Revenge of the Sith viewing of my entire life.
Ever. And nothing will ever beat it. Unless we see it at like Skywalker Ranch or something. But
It was so
it's
good.
definitely
It
not
was so
beat it.
good. Thank you, Lucasfilm.
Thank you.
You're the best. We're freezing.
We are.
But we
freezing.
just had some really good burgers.
Yes. It was kind of a must.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We gotta do Mel's.
Gotta do Mel's.
So we made it back to the room. We thought it would be fun to kind of debrief and talk about that experience because we weren't able to actually vlog it.
Yeah.
But it was really, really cool.
It was It was amazing.
Like, I had no idea what to expect going into it.
Yeah.
And it's been a dream of both of ours for, like, ever. Like, I feel like every Star Wars fan is, like, hoping to at least see, like, the Yoda fountain one day, right? So actually being invited by Lucasfilm to go and celebrate my favorite movie and one of your favorite movies was just crazy. I can't believe it was a 20th anniversary either. Like, that felt surreal to say and, like, see all the things.
There, to watch Revenge of the Sith on the 20th anniversary at Lucasfilm is not something I've ever thought I was even going to say.
Like, just saying it out loud is like, it's crazy. It was so cool, and the community, like, I feel like the Star Wars community is one of the coolest.
It's a big family.
Yeah.
It's a big family.
And
that's all it is.
I feel like you, like, know everyone there, even if you don't. Like, they're just kind of just, like, everyone's very friendly, and, like, people aren't afraid to, like, start a conversation with you, or, like...
Because you're all there for the same...
Yeah, you have something in common immediately.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's like you're cool. We're cool.
We're cool.
You know?
We like Star Wars.
Yeah.
It was really, really cool. Even just being in, like, the front lobby and, like, seeing all the statues.
I didn't want to leave.
And, like, I didn't want to stay here.
Honestly, I'll be honest. Like, I've seen Revenge of the Sith plenty of times, which it was still a surreal experience watching it with Lucasfilm. Like, I'm not going to downplay that whatsoever. The sound in that theater,
oh my god,
was
John Williams. Just hearing his soundtrack play through those speakers.
There were so many, like, sound effects and, like, lines from background characters that, like, droids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there were so many lines that I heard this time around that maybe I've heard before, but, like, they just don't stand out.
Crisp, like,
exactly, but, like, you could hear every sound in that theater.
I love, like, the sabers humming and, like, the ignition. Like, I don't know, it sounded like when you open, like, a fresh Coke and it's, like, ice cold, like that, like, satisfaction. Oh my god. But it was so cool.
It was amazing watching it there, but I low-key was like, I just kind of want to hang out in the lobby. I just want to look at everything and like, cause like how many years have we just, like, dreamt of being in just in the lobby? Yeah. And it was like we had like the whole room, right? Yeah. Not to ourselves, but, like, you know, you could walk, you could see everything, and, like, you know, we couldn't go into the offices. Maybe one day, I don't know.
Someone wants to give us a tour.
If somebody wants to take us to Jabba the Hutt, you know, that was it. We did get to see it from outside, from the window, once we left.
Yeah, it was so special. Honestly, it doesn't feel real. Like, even now, like, even.
Yeah, I feel like.
It feels like a dream.
Delirious.
Yeah.
All day, it's felt like that.
And we got to see so many people that we know. We got to meet a lot of new people, which was really cool. And, like I was saying, like, the community part is just so awesome. And, like, the people that put it together really do love the community, and it shows in, like, the events they put on. And I don't know, it was really special to be a part of that. And watching the movie, it felt like watching it for the first time. Like, I don't know, there was just something, it, like, hit different.
Well, it's like, it's never going to be that same experience.
No.
You know, it's never going to be. It was like, exactly, like you said, it's like, it was like watching it for the first time was that, like, the only thing that could have topped when you watched that movie the first time was watching it at Lucasfilm. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's exactly what happened. Yeah. And then the only thing that will top that will be, like I said, watching it at Skywalker Ranch. Yeah. Which, you know, maybe once we die and go to heaven, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Skywalker Ranch.
Oh man.
It was awesome.
That was so much fun.
I still can't believe we did that.
Me neither. Just feeling very grateful.
Yes.
For the community.
Seriously.
For all of you that are watching.
Yeah.
Excited. Just grateful that we were able to bring you guys along, even though we couldn't really vlog inside. At least we got to show you everything else.
That was the only bummer. It was like,
Yeah.
But I totally get it.
No, yeah.
We're not gonna be recording a whole vlog in there.
I just have to say that this did confirm that Revenge of the Sith is my favorite Star Wars movie. Like, I've always known that, but like, once again confirmed.
I don't know why you like to suffer so much.
It's peak.
It is peak.
It's
peak.
peak.
No one's denying that it's peak.
Okay, but I'm emo. This has been established.
Okay, but like,
I'm emo.
it hurts so much
I know.
to watch it.
The last 30 minutes of the movie, I was sobbing. Like, tears. Tears. Henceforth, tears.
What's the halfway point?
Mace versus Palpatine.
Yeah, I was
Sidious.
crying.
Yeah. Because you're like, no, don't do it. Don't do it this time. Don't do it.
It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. And I watch that movie every time going, he's not going to do it this time.
Not this time.
He does it every time. But, I don't know, man. I still can't believe it. Not that he fell to it. I still can't believe we went to it.
Alright, well, we are gonna go to sleep and wake up early
And fly home.
go back home.
Yes.
Good night.
Going home?
I'm back home, which means we can finally talk about Labyrinth of Evil. And oh my god, I really enjoyed this book. I think this was a wonderful prequel to Revenge of the Sith, and it was really well written. It had incredible world building, it was super fast paced, it had a lot of really well written action sequences and the stuff that happened up in outer space. It was just riveting. And I think one of the strongest parts of this book was how it really nailed the already established characters, particularly with Obi-Wan and Anakin. I feel like he really nailed their relationship, the way they kind of banter back and forth. And this book highlights their relationship changing between episodes 2 and 3, which is really important to the overall story. So I really liked it. The only thing that I didn't like about this book, and it's totally a me problem and honestly really impressive by the author, it was pretty dense in the middle of the book with all of the war terminology, the ships, the planets, the different leaders and factions, and like, I totally get it. Star Wars. So that's just something that you have to keep in mind if you're going to read this book, is you really have to pay attention to what you're reading and probably have Wikipedia open for you to reference. But honestly, that was the only thing I could complain about. I thought it would be fun to talk about some of my favorite moments from the book and kind of break those down. So one of the first things that stood out to me was chapter 5. Obi-Wan is thinking about Qui-Gon and his belief in Anakin being the chosen one. And he talks about how he struggles a lot with this and his responsibility to help Anakin to fulfill his destiny. Clearly, Anakin was as strong in the Force as any Jedi who had ever sat on the council. But as Obi-Wan had told him time and again, the essence of being a Jedi didn't hinge on attaining mastery of the Force, but on attaining mastery over oneself. Someday, Anakin would come to accept that, and then he would be truly unstoppable. I mean, it just really makes you think about how different Anakin's life would be if Qui-Gon was still in it. And there's a lot of lessons that Obi-Wan tries to pass down to Anakin, but Anakin just like doesn't want to hear it because he's like, you're not my dad. And one of the things that Anakin struggles with the most is that he's too hard on himself and he expects so much of himself immediately. And he tries to control a lot of things that are not in his control, and he gets frustrated about that. It just really speaks to how wise Obi-Wan is, because he's right. It's not about mastering the Force, it's about mastering yourself. That's pretty deep. Another plot point that I really enjoyed was obviously Sidious working in the shadows and them trying to find him. And they mention the rule of 2, so the Sith's master plan to defeat the Jedi from within. The current war had been the result of 1,000 years of careful planning by the Sith. Generations of bequeathing knowledge of the dark side from mentor to apprentice, rarely more than 2 in each generation. From Darth Bane forward, master and apprentice would devote themselves to harnessing the strength that flowed from the dark side, and to making the most of every opportunity to allow darkness to wax, facilitating war, murder, corruption, injustice, when and wherever possible. Analogous to introducing a covert malignancy to the body politic of the Republic, then monitoring its spread from one organ to another until the mass reached such size that it began to disrupt vital systems. The Sith had learned from their own struggles that systems were often brought down from within when power became the reason for being. The greater the threat to that power, the tighter the threatened would cling. That had been the case with the Jedi Order. They're playing the long game, and I think what makes the prequels so good is that there's so much leading up to this moment. There's so much leading up to the creation of Darth Vader, and I'm so glad they explored this in this book because this was honestly the perfect place to do that. And then, like I mentioned earlier, I obviously loved the parts that mentioned Padme or Anakin and Padme's relationship. It was like one of the last chapters in the book. It's once Palpatine is kidnapped and all of the senators find out. It's like blasted all over the HoloNet. Obviously, Padme is extremely overwhelmed because she has personal ties to him. She's also a senator, and her husband is involved in this battle. So she's really stressed out. She tries to kind of step aside and like have a quiet moment, but she starts crying. And Bail notices, and he like comes over to comfort her. And he pretty much tells her, like, I know it's stressful, but everything's going to be okay. The Jedi are going to take care of it. The senators will make sure that this goes the way it needs to go. And she kind of, like, lightens up. She smiles a little bit. She says, if I could keep my concerns focused only on the future of the Republic. Bail held her gaze and nodded in understanding. Padme, if it's any comfort to you, please know that my wife and I would do anything to protect you and those close to you. Thank you, Bail, she said. With all my heart, thank you. And obviously, you know what this is alluding to and what it ends up meaning. That made me cry in public. We were at the beach when we were finishing this book, and I was reading it out loud to Eric Hell because he also wanted to finish the book. We were both crying in public. It just hit so hard. It really highlights how beautiful their relationship is, their friendship is, and what that relationship ends up meaning to the galaxy, right? Things would not have played out the way they did if Bail did not adopt Leia and take care of her. That was just a really sweet moment, and I really enjoyed it. So for my final review, I'm going to give Labyrinth of Evil a 4.5. This book was so good, I honestly could not put it down. I loved how fast-paced it was. It just threw you right into the story. It expanded on things that I always had questions about, and I feel like overall it was a really great prequel to Revenge of the Sith. And I'm so excited to read the next book in this trilogy, which is the novelization of Revenge of the Sith. So if you are a prequel fan, particularly an Obi-Wan or Anakin fan, you will really enjoy this book, and I highly recommend it. That is all I have for this week's vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I did not expect it to go the way that it went with us visiting Lucasfilm and celebrating Revenge of the Sith at Lucasfilm. That was just a dream come true. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to see more reading vlogs from me, definitely let me know in the comments down below. I think the next one I'm going to do is Revenge of the Sith. But please let me know other Legends books that you love, because once I finish this trilogy, I want to jump into some other stuff. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and may the Force be with you. Bye!